My name is Thompson-James, and this is Module 1, Various Communication Forms and Personal Video. About me, I am a high school ag teacher and FFA advisor, which I know is what we just learned not to say. So my personal introduction is that my name is Thompson-James, and I help develop lifelong skills in students by helping them learn about the food, fiber, and natural resources industries. I currently teach at Jayhawk Glen High School in Mound City, Kansas. I am an alumnus of K-State, and I'm married to Taylor, and I'm currently serving as the president of the Kansas Association of Agricultural Educators. Communicating with stakeholders is very important, and communication is always changing. We communicate very differently now, just 12, 13 years later after I started teaching than we did when I started teaching. So it is always important to be current and to keep up with what we are doing, with what everybody else is doing in communication. So as a current ag teacher and FFA advisor, some of the ways that I communicate with stakeholders is face-to-face. I have to go into businesses, places of work, and I get advice from stakeholders a lot, whether that's asking for money, asking for advice, asking for volunteers. And the way that I do that the most is actually going in face-to-face. I've heard from stakeholders over the years that they prefer that you go face-to-face. They don't necessarily want phone calls. They don't want emails. They want to see you and they want to talk to you. They want to talk to students. I also use social media, Facebook and Instagram. Of course, those two are free. Phone calls are free. If I do it at school, the school pays for it. Learning management system to reach parents is provided by the school if they have access to their students' accounts. Letters, I send out a lot of letters, especially on FFA information. If there's upcoming events, I send out letters to parents, and that is all costs that are provided by the school. Emails to parents, and face-to-face at school events as well is a good way to communicate with people informally, of course. Introductions. I learned a lot about introductions on this assignment. Introducing myself as an ag teacher and FFA advisor, or simply as a teacher, allows people that I meet to make assumptions about me, and that removes the unique qualities that I have. And I am proud to be an ag teacher, and people making assumptions about me, that's okay, because I'm proud to be an ag teacher, but I definitely am not the same ag teacher as the ag teacher 10 miles down the road. So I definitely learned that it is important to include some of those things that the authors of the articles that we read about when introducing myself. So some new methods that I might try as a building leader that I learned about in these articles is 1, share why I'm a building leader. 2, share what I believe in education. 3, share what I aim to accomplish as a building leader. 4, share what I want to be known for. And 5, share my whole name and don't dumb it down for those who may not understand. Some strategies for effective communication. Provide frequent and consistent communication for parents and stakeholders. That is what our school district has outlined in our employee handbook, and that is the only time it ever talks about communication. And I'm not too terribly mad about that because I don't like to be micromanaged, and I think our school district really leaves it up to the employees to be professionals. So it is encouraged often and frequently by our administrators to communicate with parents and guardians regarding academic performance. But unless a student has an IEP, there's absolutely nothing specific that parents have to do. Other stakeholder communication is also not outlined. I believe that our district, as I said, entrusts the teachers to communicate professionally based on their own judgment. So of course, if a teacher is not being professional, then that would be reflected in their evaluation. So to summarize, this is my correlation, relevancy statement, and personal reflection. And the assignment correlated with objectives ELO 5.3 by focusing on oral communication through personal introductions, as well as researching your school's communication policies and reflecting on your own personal communication methods. Relevancy statement. This assignment is relevant to my learning as a school leader because it is vital to communicate to stakeholders. It does not improve my understanding, but I know that will change with future assignments. And personal reflection. I don't feel this assignment has provided a clear impact or influence on how I will communicate with stakeholders as a school leader, as it did not provide concrete examples. I reflected on how I currently communicate as a teacher, which I think I have improved on significantly and got to a good point over 12 years of teaching. I do realize after this assignment that I can improve how I introduce myself. So, thank you.